All right, guys. Today we're going to talk about congruency in right triangles. Right triangles aren't something that we've talked a whole lot about, so I'm going to review some things that you probably learned in a previous year. But our learning target for today is I can prove congruency in right triangles. So real quick, in a right triangle, okay, in order to be a right triangle, one angle is 90 degrees. And we know that this is the symbol for 90, little box in the corner. And then we have a leg, and then the angle, the side that is across from that 90 degrees is a hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse is always across from the 90 degrees. It's the longest side of the triangle and of the right triangle. So we have our fifth and final theorem for proving triangles congruent, but because it's called hypotenuse leg, and because it's called hypotenuse leg, it can only be used if the triangle is right. Okay? So this theorem says that if the hypotenuse and one leg of a triangle are congruent to one leg or to the hypotenuse, and one leg of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. All right, so if I have a right triangle here, and then we'll just do another one this way. Okay, we'll call this triangle MLN, and this triangle PRQ. Hypotenuse leg will look like this. You'll have two right triangles. That's step one. You have to have right triangles, otherwise you can cross hypotenuse leg right off. We also have to know that the hypotenuses are congruent. And then any of the legs. So one leg has to be congruent to another leg. All right. So I'm not going to describe this in rigid motions. What I want to do is just write some steps for this. In order for it to be HL, first thing you need to see in your triangles is we have to check for a right angle. Both triangles have to have a right angle. Step two. Okay, so let's use these. Do we have a right triangle here? Yes. Angle L and angle R are right triangles. Step two. Check for a hypotenuse. Do we have the hypotenuse congruent to the other hypotenuse? Well, I look for my right angle. I look across from it. I have MN is congruent to, across from this right angle, PQ. So check, we have a hypotenuse. And then step three, we can look for either leg. We don't need both legs to be congruent to the other two legs, just one set of legs. So in that case, we do know that ML, with the two tick marks here, is congruent to PR. And that's it. Hypotenuse, leg. So just like the other ones and all the other congruency theorems, we're looking for three parts. You are still looking for three parts in this one, even though it's just called HL. Okay? The one that's hidden is 90 degrees, because if we don't have 90 degrees, we have no hypotenuse at all. So what other information do we need to apply the HL theorem in these two triangles here? Well, let's go through the three-step check system. First, we have to check for a right angle. In these two triangles, do we have a right angle? Yes. We know that angle M and angle Q are 90 degrees. Perfect. Step 2, do we have a hypotenuse? Congruent to another hypotenuse. So I saw this M, this angle, 90 degree angle. I look across and that guy is 9. Now, I look across from this guy. Do I know that that is 9? No. Okay. I don't know that it's 9. Okay. So what is the information that I would need to know? Well, I would need to know that PR is also 9 units. If I knew that, if this was written right here, I could check off hypotenuse. Now I have to look for any leg. So I don't know any information about the legs on the first triangles, but I do know that QR is 5. All right. Well, what other information to satisfy the leg would I need to know? Well, I would need to know that this MN is 5. These are the two pieces of information that would allow me to check off hypotenuse and allow me to check off the leg. All right. So you have a very, very, very short assignment today. It's like 9 problems. Most of them are multiple choice. I think all of them are. So it shouldn't take you too long. This completes all of Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is completely done. When we come back from our mini break on Monday, so Tuesday, we will start a quiz review. Then we will have a quiz on Wednesday. We will review for a test on Thursday. And then Friday, we'll take the test. Everybody is asked to take the test. It shouldn't be too difficult. And then I'll tell you some information about how I'm going to use that test to your advantage later on. So look for that information coming up. Good luck, guys, and have a great weekend.